They say when a man builds a fence too high around his house, he should not be surprised when sunlight stops entering. This is not a story told to shame anyone. It is a story told so that wisdom may arrive early for those who are willing to listen. She was beautiful. Not the beauty that announces itself loudly, but the kind that enters a room quietly and still changes the air. When the man married her, people praised him. Some said he was lucky. Some said God had smiled on him. He smiled too, but deep inside his smile lived fear. Whenever they went out together, he noticed the way eyes followed her. He noticed how conversations paused when she passed. At first, it made him proud. Later, it made him uncomfortable. Soon, it made him afraid. Fear does not always shout. Sometimes it whispers until it becomes a decision. One evening, as they sat together, he said, "This world is not safe. Too many bad eyes. Stay at home. I will take care of you." She looked at him for a moment. She understood what he was saying, and also what he was not saying. Still, she answered softly, "As you say, my husband." That was how her world began to shrink. What he did not understand was that this woman was not only beautiful. She was prepared. Her parents had raised her with skill in her hands and sense in her head. She could make things. She could sell things. She could create value from almost nothing. She knew work. She knew money. She knew responsibility. But none of that mattered inside those four walls. Sometimes she would say gently, "My husband, I can help us. I have skills." And he would reply without thinking too much, "No. I don't want men seeing you. What I earn is enough. Enough." That word is dangerous when spoken too early in life. The man worked as a mechanic. Not his own shop. Another man's place. He worked hard. He left early and returned tired. Sweat soaked his clothes. His hands were always dirty. Year followed year. Life followed routine. One child came. Then another. Then another. Then another. 4 children. 10 years. 10 years of work, and still they were renting. 10 years of effort, and still nothing solid to point to. The money only knew how to feed mouths, pay small rent, and buy clothes so his wife would remain neat and beautiful for him. There was no plan beyond survival. No growth. No future being built. They say a river that stays in one place will soon begin to smell. But when you are inside it, you don't notice the odor. Then one morning, he returned home early. Too early. His wife looked at his face and felt something was wrong. She asked, "Why are you back?" He sat down slowly, like a man whose legs had lost strength, and said, "They told me not to come back." Just like that. Days passed. He went out every morning, searching. Workshops. Garages. Companies. Everywhere. But the world had moved forward without him. Cars had changed. Technology had advanced. Systems were different. They listened to him, then shook their heads. "Your skills are old," they said. Old. Hunger does not announce itself politely. It enters a house and makes itself comfortable. Food reduced. Laughter disappeared. The children began to ask questions parents fear. Rent became a shadow that followed them everywhere. One night, after the children had slept with more hope than food, the woman spoke again. This time, her voice was not begging. It was calm. Firm. "My husband, let me try." He looked at her. Really looked at her. Not as a possession. Not as beauty. But as a human being. And for the first time in many years, he said, "Go." That single word opened a door that should never have been locked. Before dawn, she woke up. She prepared herself. She stepped outside the house she had been confined to for years. She walked under the sun. She knocked on doors. She spoke to people. She sold. She negotiated. She endured rejection without tears.
Fresh goods, best in town. Looking good today. Money, fresh stock.
What do you have?
The best.
Some days she returned with money folded carefully in her hand. Some days she returned with nothing but tired feet and strong resolve. Whatever came in went straight to food. She fed 4 children. She fed a grown man. Nothing was left behind. No savings. No comfort. Only survival. Yet she never complained. Slowly, the man began to see clearly. One evening, he sat quietly and said, "If I had allowed you before, we would not be suffering like this." She did not raise her voice. She did not accuse him. She only said, "What has passed has passed." But inside him, something broke and healed at the same time. He realized he had caged his own help. He had hidden the very strength his family needed. The woman was still beautiful. Beauty does not disappear because life becomes hard. Men noticed. Men approached. Some spoke kindly. Some made offers. Some tried to take advantage. She went home and told her husband everything. Every word. Every message. Every attempt. There were no secrets. Together, they planned. Not betrayal. Not deceit. Survival. Through it all, she remained faithful to her home, to her children, to herself. Later, the man found work again. It came and went. It was never fully stable. But something had changed forever. He no longer saw his wife as something to hide. He saw her as someone to stand beside him. A woman is not an ornament meant to stay on a shelf. She is a pillar. When you silence her, the roof will one day crack. When you empower her, the house stands stronger. They say wisdom is like rain. It is best when it falls early. Because when it comes late, it often comes with damage already done. And sometimes, the hands that save a family are the same hands that were once forced to stay idle.